Okay, so today is day 5 of the Why I Quit Web3 series, and I'm just going to be taking you through career and what career actually means and why Web3 did not help me build a sustainable career. So, usually, now, because of the change and introduction of technology, careers have changed radically, but the found the foundation principles still remain the same. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things. Meanwhile, if you're watching this, Konoha scholarships are now available. So, here are a few points I want to make really quick. Number one, a career is long term, not short term. So, you can't say you're building a career of 6 months. That does not make sense, right? A career is typically years, right? And they require skill sets that was built probably months or in some cases years. They also require experience which was built in years. So basically, if you're building a career, you would need to have some form of education that would give you the foundation for competence. So a good example was me. I had built a couple of skills, that made me competent in different fields of Web3. And over time, I just decided to be a community engagement manager and a Web3 writer. That was what I was doing, right? I learned a lot of tools, but where things became like an issue was I was doing too many things, working for too many projects at the same time. At the point, it felt great because it felt like bragging, right? Like, I could really talk about the fact that I've worked with over 90 projects, over 60 projects. It was really fun, but it was actually hurting my, future prospects because the truth is, nobody can trust someone who did not stay at a job, for more than 1 year. And apart from just one job, most of my Web2 jobs didn't last up to 1 year. Most of them didn't last up to 1 year. So it's like a general thing in crypto, in Web3, for your job to not last long. So now, this is, I'm not trying to convince you to leave Web3. This is a personal decision. So you have to make up your mind to build a career that is not dependent on whether you land jobs or not. Right? Just continue to get better at what you do, whether or not you have jobs or not. Continue to grow experience in what you do, whether you have not jobs or not. And for me, the career I was building, community engagement was like a race to the bottom because the engagement part of Web3 became more about hyping tokens that will later rock. It was, there are very, very few projects that are still existing that are legit projects that have been existing for more than 2, 3, 4 years. Most of them have died off. So it became frustrating. I was working with a lot of companies, but many of them were just dying off as quickly as they started. And for me, that was unacceptable because I didn't want to just build a career that is jumping from place to place and all of that. For a freelancer, usually a freelancer doesn't want to commit. So at the beginning of my career, wanted to I loved the idea of not committing to a project. I know that they will sack me very soon. But over time, it became a problem because now it means I will have to spend new energy looking for a job. So job security was so low. I get a job, I sign a contract, and even the contract they might not honor it. It might be that I'm supposed to work with them for 1 year, but they can just call me at the second month and tell me that okay, we're packing up shop. Or they might not even call me, they'll just pack up shop and just leave. I got robbed a couple of times, and I did all this with the understanding that the space was going to get better, right? Now, mind you, the Web3 space is still an innovative. It's still an innovative space, but it just feels like we are not ready to build actual careers in the space yet. If you want to build actual careers, you will need to have years of experience in a tech skill and then go for one of the big C-level executive jobs. So you have to be like a big project manager or product manager and then go for a job in a big company that is not going out of existence, like Binance, for example. So the character thing is generally flawed, and you have to now make peace with the fact that none of your jobs are going to last very long. None of them are going to last years. And typically, if you want to get a big opportunity they ask for your CV, they usually want to check how long did you last as a company? How long did your jobs last? And if your job did not last very long, it's not a good indicator of you because they won't know when the company folded. They will just feel like, this guy was not an asset. That's why he was let go of so easily. So, in a way, that's a minus, right? But here is what you should do. Again, I'm not saying you should quit Web3. I'm just saying you should refine your skill set so you can be able to work with bigger companies that do not necessarily, sack people just anyhow. Even though that may not be the case, they can still sack whosoever they want. And I feel like to a large extent in Web3 you are rewarded for your understanding of tools in this space, right? You're also rewarded for your knowledge of this space, but it's too robotic in a way. Most of the knowledge you will get is still revolves around tokens, and it doesn't have so much real world use case. When they say having knowledge, you still have to have knowledge about tokens, not necessarily about your skill. It's just about tokens. So you can't say you want to do you want to do copywriting, you want to do, yes, all of your strategies are useless. Just go talk about the token, or talk about some kind of Web3 blockchain related stuff. So you can't really transition and be yourself in marketing, for example, or some other careers. It's been a constant hassle for me, and personally I'll still keep teaching Web3 because people want to learn about Web3 and it's generally an innovative place to be in. So I wouldn't want to deny people the opportunity to learn about this space, but for me, it's a no-go. Not everybody should make this choice anyways, because Web3 still has money, right? And for me, it's not all about the money anymore, right? I want to actually build. So for someone who wants to build, you want to make sure that if you're getting a job, right, it is also building your skill set. So I got caught in between doing jobs that were not my skill set because I wanted to make money. That's the trap many times. You might want to now start being an influencer, trying to do many things that it's just usually a big waste of time. Many people have gone to do airdrops, do lots of things, trading, because that's a way to make money, and we're all in this for money, right? Yeah. So for the career thing, first of all, build your career with a long-term plan in mind and don't jump. Focus on one career, focus on one thing, focus on doing one thing for a very long period of time, and you beat most of your competition, because most people in crypto, they're not focusing on one thing, they're doing too many things, and therefore that's your advantage. Yeah. So that's how you can build a career in Web3. Another way to do it is capitalism. Be a business developer, build with a business structure in mind. Yep. Might also be asking, since careers are messed up so badly, what do I do? Now, number one, for your career, you want to transition to a business instead and run an agency. It helps you to decentralize your work. So let me show you. Instead of doing too many things, what if you focused on one thing and collaborated with people who are focusing on other things, right? So you might want to learn team development and business communication from a university like Konoha, so you can be able to create business structures, right? And be able to build a team, an agency that can help you use your skill sets very well, right? Now, there are many ways to build an agency. You collaborate with your peers, or you have students and collaborate with them, or most likely this is the best, but if this does not work, you can also try this. Now, when it comes to careers, you don't want to you want to have peer pressure as well. And then those people who are your peers, you guys should have a mental model of going for the careers and niches that no one else is going for. That's how you win. There are still careers in crypto that no one else is going for. That's where you need to focus on, because any other thing you're trying to do is not going to get you distinction. You're not going to be distinct. You're not going to be different. You're going to be just like everyone else, and you don't want that for yourself, because when you're like everyone else, you have to share the entire market with them. When you enter a new market, you're in your own niche, and your own niche means you don't have to compete on pricing. You get as high a price as you can possibly get. All right, so you want to go to niches, ecosystems that no one is going to, and build skills specific to those ecosystems, so that you will also be skilled enough to participate in that economy. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for coming for today. See you tomorrow for day 6.